The silent mental block that is stopping your growth. I was speaking to a client earlier this week and we was talking about this topic. This topic came up and I was like, oh shit, this is so key. Like I have to do a YouTube video about this. This has got to be my next video. And like, this isn't like, I'm not hyping this up. I'm not over exaggerating. This is genuinely the mental block that will stop you from getting to where you want to be. 100%. It's what I suffered with my whole professional football career. Anywhere that I wanted to get to that I didn't get to was because of this very thing. And the reason why you are the way you are, if you're not where you want to be, it's 100% because of this mental block. So let's get into it. Super fucking important. Notepad and pen. You should always have a notepad and pen. If you're going to spend the time watching a video like this, you've got to have a notepad and pen. What's written is retained. These realizations that you have to write them down. You have to reflect. You've got to go back onto them. I can't tell you how important that is. But you're a grown adult, so you do what you got to do. But there's this there's a subtle undercover state that controls your whole reality. It's funny because when you start becoming wise to how your mind and reality works, how the universe works, all the universal truths, all the things that you thought were insignificant are actually super fucking significant. All the things that you thought were significant, they hardly mean fuck all. So what I mean is, basically everything that runs your reality, the mechanics behind what runs your runs and determines your reality, is so small, tiny. Things that are just, they run on a very subconscious level. They're deep underneath the surface. Like, for example, you think like a tree, for example, you're like, oh my God, like the tree is so significant. But if you look at what's underneath the ground, you're like, oh shit, you know, that runs shit. The roots really run everything. If you see the systems and the operations of the roots and how the water runs through and feeds the whole tree to allow it to even be alive, like, okay, yeah, the roots really run shit. If you look at like an iceberg where you can see a big iceberg, but really that's only like 5% of the iceberg, 95% of the iceberg is actually underneath. If you look at the ocean, you have all the waves. Oh shit, the waves look really powerful, the current looks really strong, but you go to the deep depth of the ocean and you're like, yeah, the depth of the ocean is where 95% of the ocean is, and it really determines the waves on top. Like, this is us. This is us in our minds. All the things that you think are really key and important, and they run things like your conscious mind. You know, I want to be rich. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be in shape. I want to get to my next level. Means nothing. Insignificant. What's really significant is the belief systems that you have deep underneath the surface. They are what's responsible and determine your reality. So, there's something that I have just started calling from the call that I had, the subtle undercover state, aka the mundane state. The subtle undercover state. Now, what that is it's how you feel on a day-to-day basis. On a day-to-day basis. How you just genuinely feel. You have associations, you have go-to states, you have a go-to frequency that you feel throughout your life, in your business, for your health, for your relationships. Like, you have a go-to inner state. You know, when you go and see these particular friends, you have a state. When you go to this particular place, you have a state. You have a certain inner state that you associate with places, with things. And you have a broad overall state of just how you operate on a daily basis. Like, it's very your day don't really change. How you feel, your inner state doesn't really change significantly on a daily basis. Like, you pretty much feel the same emotions day to day and feel the same level of motivation, same level of drive. Like, you don't feel like one day up here, super grateful, and then completely down here, and tomorrow you have no idea how you're gonna fucking feel. Like, there might be certain cases of that, certain individuals, but all in all, it's very stable. You kind of know it's predictable. And the fact that you have this is that state that you predictably understand you're going to probably be in and feel tomorrow. This is what's controlling your whole reality. The reality that you see the physical conditions, the circumstances that you have, where you're at, where you're not currently at, the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Like, this is all down, and this is all ran by the mundane state, the subtle undercover state. Now, what is state? If you're new to my videos, what is state? State is your beliefs plus your emotions. That makes your state. So your state is just how you feel. You know, when you feel like really grateful for your life, that's the inner state. When you feel really scared and fearful, that's your inner state. Because when you feel fearful or when you feel grateful, it's coming from a belief. You believe something about what's going on. You believe something about your surroundings, about your current reality. And that belief that you have, depending on what it is, creates an emotion. So the belief and the emotion together equals your inner state. And the significance of your inner state is, it's like the iceberg that's below the surface. It's the ocean. It's the depth of the ocean. It is, what was the fucking first analogy that I used? Can't remember. But you understand. So everyone, they're trying to get somewhere. They're trying to be someone. They're trying to create a certain reality. But you're trying to get there using your conscious mind. The I want. I need. The conscious mind that you use every day. You know, I need more money. I need to be more motivated. I need more drive. Like, this is all the tip of the iceberg. Really irrelevant. Has no real control over your reality. It does nothing. But that's what you try and operate with every day. That's why you never move. That's why you never change. That's why your circumstances never change. That's why you're not at your next level yet. Because you're just consciously wanting things. There's no power in conscious wanting. It's actually negative. The more you want, the less you can have. The more you need, the less you can have. Because you can only have what you already have. So this is why people that need money the most have the least. People that need money the least have the most. Because you get what you are. You get what you already possess within. The law of correspondence, as within, so without. Your physical reality is just a reflection of your internal reality. So you can never have in your physical reality that you don't possess within. So if you don't have abundance within, you can never experience abundance without. If you're a white guy and you're looking into the mirror, you can never see a black guy in the mirror, because that's not what you are. It's the same thing. Your physical reality is just a reflection of your internal reality. Whatever you possess within, you project without. So that's the importance of your inner state. It's everything. It determines your reality. Everything that you see, all circumstances that you're going through, they're all a reflection of your beliefs and your emotions. As simple as that. Now, when you think about where you want to be, who you want to be, where you want to go, your future goals, you're going to achieve those if you can match that reality with the inner state. If you can match it energetically. For example, if you want to be rich, but your inner state is lacking scarcity, doesn't match. It can never be created. So you have to start aligning your everyday inner state with the future and the reality of what you actually want. That's how you collapse time and you bring it and make it a reality. So that's what you've done with your current reality right now. The current reality that you have, you map your inner state that you had previously matches with the reality that you have now. That's why you're experiencing the reality that you have now. It was all just a byproduct of your inner state. Your inner state is the building blocks to create your future. So whatever you're experiencing right now, you created it through your inner state previously. Everything you see now, you're living in the past. What you see now is all in the past. It was all predetermined by your previous beliefs and your emotions. So everything that you see right now, your current reality, is just a projection of your previous inner state, your previous beliefs and your previous emotions. They were created. Now they created what it is that you see right now. So if you want to change your reality, this is why you should never be too focused on your physical outcomes. You should never be focused on results that are here today, because there's fuck all you can do about them. You can't change them. They're done. They're predetermined. They're already here. There's nothing you can do. So if you want to change your future, you have to change the building blocks that you're putting in place right now, in the present moment. So the only thing you ever need to do if you want change is to change your inner state, to change how you feel now. There's no power anywhere else. There's fuck all you can do anywhere else. And that's what I'm talking about, the significance and the insignificant. What you think is significant in your life isn't. What you think is insignificant is the most significant. How many times have you thought to yourself, things aren't really going well, everything's kind of fucked up, my business is failing, or my business is like getting on top of me, stressing me out. Let me just fix how I feel now. When's the last time you did that? Never. Because you think it's insignificant. But I told you, what you thought was insignificant is actually the most significant, because how you feel right now is building your future right now. So the quality of your future is determined by the quality of your presence right now. But how many times do you shit on the present? How many times do you disrespect the present like it means nothing? And then it creates all the lack of the low quality moments that you create now. The fact that you shit on the present moment and put low energy and negative vibes, negative emotions, negative beliefs in the current moment, and then it creates and develops into your life in the future, and then you're pissed off about the reality that you just got. But that was because you disrespected the moment 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, just popping up in your life, reflecting into your life. So how often have you done that? How often have you been like, you know, I'm just going to respect the present moment. I'm just going to respect it. I'm going to feel good now. I'm going to have good belief systems now, and I'm just going to fix the moment. That's how you change your life. Recovery isn't grand. It's moment by moment. It's piecing together high quality moments, because piecing together high quality moments is piecing together a high quality future. So if you're constantly stressed, fearful, pissed off, ungrateful, you're just sealing the deal for your new future. You're just writing your future right then and there. So that's what I mean by the subtle undercover state. So you want this amazing future. You want to be rich. You want to live in a mansion. You want a business that's doing 5 million, 10 million pound turnover, whatever it is that you want. But every single day, you feel insecure. You feel ungrateful. You feel stressed. You feel anxious. But that's not what your future consists of. So why do you think that cooking with those ingredients in the present moment is going to create the dish that you're expecting, of abundance, of peace, of joy, of contentment, of achievement? How that doesn't work. So the undercover state is the state that you feel on a day-to-day basis. So ask yourself, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? Is it an energetic match to the amazing future that you want, that you desire? So do you see why wanting things with your conscious mind means fucking nothing? Because if you aren't aligning that, if your inner state is a contradiction to what you consciously want, you're never going to get it. You're going to push it further and further away from you. Now, this was my problem. This was my problem as a professional footballer throughout my career. I wanted to do amazing things. I wanted to, play for England. I wanted to be, play hundreds of games for Liverpool. But look, I achieved a lot of things that I set out. I played in the Premier League. I played for Liverpool, but I didn't reach the levels that I wanted to, because my inner state was too contradicting to what I wanted. I wanted these things, but every day I was worried about running out of time. I was worried about getting injured. I was in fear, in self-doubt, in worry. Now, this isn't an energetic match to playing 400 games in the Premier League and playing for England. It doesn't match. It could never create that reality. But that was my subtle undercover state that I was just like unconscious to. I just woke up thinking about stress, thinking about injuries. Like, that was normal for me. That's the mundane state. That's just the normal, casual state that you feel on a day-to-day basis. And you think it's insignificant. You're just living your day thinking everything's normal. Oh, I consciously want to be here. Oh, I'm doing the work. I'm working hard. Work ethic also doesn't fucking matter. That's another thing that you think is so significant. Working hard. Not significant at all. Look at all the people that you know to be successful in your life. that around you or wherever, are they really that hard working? Like, really? You think that the multimillionaire or the billionaire works that hard? Like, you've all got 24 hours in the day. There's only so much work one man can do. So it's got to be something different. It's your inner state. That's what creates difference. You know, imagine a football team. You all do the same training. You all train for the same amount of days. You all eat the same thing. But why is one player so better than another? You can pretty much all do the same things. You all have the similar level of skill. But why is one player way more successful than the other? Inner state. Their inner state. Their inner state determines their reality, not their work ethic, not their level of skill to a degree. So it's the mundane state. So you have to ask yourself, how do you feel on a daily basis? Are you conscious to how you feel? Do you have any idea how you feel? Do you have any idea the belief systems that you have in your mind? So, you know, this guy that I was coaching, he's running a business that's doing well, and he's now in a position where he's systemized things where he doesn't have to work that hard anymore. But the fact that now he doesn't have to work that hard, and the fact that he has a lot of free time, he beats himself up. He beats himself up like, shit, I'm not doing work, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, this isn't good. So this is his undercover subtle state that he had no idea that he was really doing until we started doing the work together. But then when you think about it, and I got him to think about it, the person who you want to be in a couple years time, or the person who you wanted to be 4 years ago, that you're actually living that reality now, because 4 years ago all you wanted to do was to have spare time, but now you have the spare time and you want more spare time in the future, and your business to be bigger, and you want to be more stepped away from your business. How would that person view that time? How would that person feel when they have free time? Would they feel guilty? Would they feel like they're not working hard enough? Or would they fully accept it? Like, this is why I'm here. I feel secure that I have a lot of free time. I feel good about it. I accept it. I don't make myself feel shitty about it. This is what I worked for. So do you see how if his inner state continued to be, you know, I'm beating myself up for not doing any work, for having a lot of spare time, he would have slowly earned himself back into the business where he's stressed again, running around, killing himself. Because that's the direction that his inner state would have taken him. So you have to start understanding on a day-to-day basis, every single moment is no less significant than another. How you feel in this moment is no less significant than how you feel in any other moment. They are all top priority. So if you're ever confused what to do and you don't know what your next step is, it should just be to fix the moment right now. To align your inner state to the inner state that you would feel like once you have everything that you have. Which would be security, which would be achievement. So feel that now. If you want to get there, feel that now. Don't wait. If you wait, you choose the inner state of waiting. So therefore, your reality in the future will be created by an inner state of waiting. And how that reflects into your life is that you still be waiting. You still be waiting for shit. You'll never be where you want to be. Because the character that you chose, the inner state that you chose, was that one of waiting. So enjoy waiting. Now, last thing. Another thing for you to be aware of. When you think about how you would feel in the future, once you got to the physical level that you wanted, you think that life would be like ridiculous. Like, you would feel like a high level of gratitude. You just be fucking crying of tears every day because everything's so amazing. Like, you think it would be one crazy explosive state, but it wouldn't be. There would be moments of that, but the majority of how you would feel would still be mundane. It would still be like, it would still be expected. Even the next level that you're at, making all the money that you want to make, the lifestyle that you want, it will get to a point where we condition ourselves to just expect things. So after a while, making £1 million a month, you just expect it. It'll just be normal. You won't be crazy grateful and, you know, mind blown every single time you made £1 million a month. It will start getting to the point where you're just like, it's kind of mundane. You expect it. You know, I'm sure you can imagine. But what would be the very subtle state that person would have? Because it wouldn't be, you know, this crazy It would be a very subtle state. What would that be? That would be, I just feel secure. You know, I don't worry about spending money on groceries anymore. I don't worry about tiny spends buying groceries. Like, I wouldn't beat myself up for having spare time. I would accept spare time. You know, I'm so busy running this huge business that whenever I do get time, I fully embrace it. You know, I actually create these moments. The very mundane state, the undercover state that they would have would be of that. It would just be of certainty, of assurance. So these are the mundane states that you have to choose in your life now if you ever want to get there. Because the way they got there is through those mundane inner states of security, of achievement, of assurance. Despite the physical reality that they had in that moment, they chose to feel secure. They chose that state. That's the only how they created that state in a physical form of having money, to reinforce security, abundance, achievement. So ask yourself, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? What's your mundane state? Is it negative? Is it stress? Is it insecurity? If so, then you have work to do. You have to be conscious, and you have to manually choose the state, the mundane state, that your highest self, that has everything that you could want. You have to match it to the state that person would be feeling, because that's the only way that guy got there, and that's the only way that you're going to get there.